everyone, I welcome you to yet another lecture under Concept Clarity lecture series, the Clarity for Sure, an Agri Clarity platform. And today's topic of discussion is markets and their classification from agriculture economics. Okay, so yes, let's just start with our today's topic. It is important topic, and there are different important terminologies. So you can say classification of markets that you can expect questions on in your exam. Okay. So yes, let's just start with the definition of market. So market is the word which was originated from Latin word marketus, which means merchandise or a trade or a place where business is conducted. Okay. So it is a place or a building where commodities are bought or sold. It is a place where buying and selling of that particular commodity takes place. But yes, it is not just a physical place or just physical building. It could be virtual. Okay, just buying and selling of something is taking place, then you can call it as a market. So in physical market, you can take example of these village markets, weekly markets, herds. Okay, and the virtual markets are the one we call as a securities market. Okay, money market, capital market. These exchanges are the virtual markets. Okay, where the buying and selling of bonds and security is taking place. And these physical markets like village market, village marts are the one where the physical exchange of commodity is taking place. Okay, so yes, in India we have different names. Okay, huts, then bazaars, the pens are different traditional or you can say local names which are used for the market. Okay, so yes, we can conclude that market is a place where buying and selling of that commodity takes place. So here today we are going to see the different classifications of the markets. Okay, so the first classification is based on the location or the place of operation. Okay, so let's start with our first classification. First is a village market. So village market, its location must be small village, right? So when we are calling a market as a village market when it is located in a small village, and the transaction takes place among the buyers and sellers which are residing in that villages. Okay, so next is the primary market. So primary market is located in a town or you can say some semi-urban areas, but near the centers of production. Okay, and the major part of the produce is bought for sale by the producer or farmer themselves. There is no involvement of traders here. The producers primarily or the major part will be brought by the producers and farmers themselves. Okay, so on the basis of location, next classification is a secondary wholesale markets. Okay, so these markets are located in a district headquarters, importer trade centers near railway junctions. Okay, and the transaction is taking place between the village traders and the wholesalers. Okay, so here comes the traders, village traders and the wholesalers. Okay, and the produce in this market is handled in the large quantity. It is a wholesale, right? It is a wholesale, so it will be handled in the large quantity. The bags of grains, okay, large number of bags of grains will be sold. Okay, and these markets help in assembling the commodities from neighboring district to tehsil. Okay, it is the place like, take example, it is a secondary wholesale market, and everyone which is near that spot of secondary wholesale market will come and will sell or buy that commodity in that market. So it is like a assembling commodities from all other small markets. Okay, next, as it is like dealing with the large quantities and it is located in the district headquarters and assembling different commodities, so we need different specialized marketing agencies. Okay, so these markets will have specialized marketing agencies performing different marketing functions. Okay, such as such of those are commission agents, brokers, weighmans. Okay, there are large quantities, so we need to weigh those quantities, right? So there will be weighmans, there will be brokers to negotiate price and all. There will be commission agents. Okay, so secondary wholesale market is the market which is located at district headquarters, imported trade centers, near railway junction. It will deal with a large quantity. They will have a specialized marketing agencies, and the transaction will take place between village traders and the wholesalers. Okay, there is no involvement of producers or farmers here. Okay, next classification based on the location is a terminal markets. Okay, so terminal markets are those markets where the produce is either finally disposed to consumer or processor or assembled for the export. Terminal is like a ending of that particular produce in the all the cycle. Okay, take for example of coconut. Okay, so coconut is there. We dispose it of in terminal market. What is happening? We disposed of that coconut to consumer. Okay, we given it to consumer. So end of the cycle for coconut, right? We given it to the processor. We given it to the processor to process it into oil, right? So being that coconut, the form is going to change when it will be processed into oil. So for the coconut, it will be terminal market as its form, right? And assembled for the export, we are exporting those to different countries. Okay, so it is out of the Indian market. So that is the end of that particular product in the Indian market. I hope you got my point. That says after terminal market, there is a seaboard market. Seaboard market, you can see here. You must have seen different containers in the pictures, right? So these are what? These are the located near seashores. The seaboard markets are located near seashores and meant for import and export of the goods. Okay, most of the export and import is handled through these seaboard markets. Okay, so yes, that was the classification based on the location. Okay, now the next classification is based on the area or the coverage they are doing. Okay, so first is a local or village markets. So local and village markets are confined among the buyers and sellers which are drawn from the same village or nearby village. Again, it is a small, and it will be for mostly for the perishable commodities. Okay, mostly like a milk, vegetables and all. Next is a regional market. Regional markets, buyers and sellers for commodity are drawn from a larger area than a local one. It will be like, it will cover more area than what local market is covering. Okay, and it is usually exists for a food goods. Next is national market. It's easy, right? It will spray it at a national level. Okay, its coverage will be at a national level, and the world and international markets will cover more than one country or the whole world. And these commodities which are this working in these international markets are of a worldwide demand, and there is a more demand and supply for those commodities like coffee, machinery, gold and silver, etc. Okay, those kind of commodities will work in this markets, world and international markets. Next classification is based on the time span. Okay, so first is a short period markets. These are the markets which are held only for a day or few hours. You must have seen these livestock trading markets which are held for few hours a day, in particular day, on particular day or a on time, right? So or there are different markets, shorter markets also for fish, fresh vegetables, liquid milks, etc., right? And these are kind of perishable commodities. Okay, so short-term markets will operate mostly for the perishable commodities. Next is periodic markets. So periodic markets are the congregations of buyers and sellers at specified place, either in a village or semi-urban areas or some part of urban areas on a specific day and time, right? So we know that on which day of week, at which, like, the timing is also specific, right? Let's take example, on Friday from 11 to 5 there will be a market which will be held in particular area. So we know the, and like it is like a fix, right? It is fixed. You can just go and visit that market on that particular day and time. All right, so it could be weekly, bi-weekly, fortnightly, monthly, etc. Next is long period markets. So long period markets are the one which are held for longer period than short period markets. Okay, they are like a longer than a short period market. And the commodities here are like less perishables and can be stored for us sometimes. Next is secular markets. This is important terminology. You can expect a question this concept. Okay, so secular market is a market of permanent nature. Okay, it is a market of permanent nature, and the commodity, so it is permanent, that means it should be durable, right? It is a durable in nature, and it and can be stored for a many years. Okay, so what we can store for many years and is durable? So we know the machineries are durable, the manufactured goods are durable. So these secular markets are the markets which are working for the machineries and manufactured goods. They are permanent in nature because they are the goods that we are working on are durable, right? Yes, next classification is based on the basis of volume of transactions. Okay, so first is a wholesale market and second is a retail market. In wholesale market, commodities are bought and sold in a large lots or in a bulk. Like the bags of food grains will be sold in like large lots, right? In bulks, and these are located in the towns or cities. Okay, and the retail markets, the commodities are bought and sold to consumers as per their requirement. You can see here the bags, the 1 kg bag, 2 kg bags will be packed because consumers only need small quantity, right? So it here the audience or the target audience is the consumer. Okay, and that, as I said, transaction in these markets will take place between the retailers and the consumer, and wholesaler will sell in bulk to retailers, and retailer will sell the whatever is needed to consumer in a small quantities like 1 kg and 10 kg. Next is on the basis of nature of transactions. Okay, so first, this is again important. Okay, please note it down, it is important. So first is a spot or cash market, second is a forward market. So in spot or cash market, what is happening that the market in which goods are exchanged for money immediately after the sales. Like on spot, everything the business is done. Like exchange of grain, they will receive money on spot. Okay, so immediately there will be exchange of money after the sell is called as a spot or cash market. And forward market is the concept. The name is only suggesting that commodity will be exchanged in forward in future. Okay, but the business or the purchase is done on the time. On like let's take example. Today is the 10th of July, so I purchased that particular bag of grain today, but that individual told me you can come on 10th of August and I will exchange the good with you. Like I will give you that bag on 10th of August, but pay now, that is 10th of July. That is purchase, and the sale of commodity takes place on time T, that is 10th of July, but the exchange of commodity takes place some specified date in a future. Okay, forward future, right? So that is on a 10th of August. After some time in future, I will receive that commodity, but I need to pay now, right? Yes. Okay, so next classification is based on the basis of degree of competition. Okay, so first is the market competition, as I said. Next is imperfect market, and third is the monopolistic market. Okay, third is a monopolistic market. So let's just study them all. First is a perfect market. So perfect market is the one where there are a large number of buyers and sellers. So here there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers. So buyer has the option to go and choose any of these cart and purchase what that particular buyer needs. Okay, so there are lots of options in the market. Then next is the all buyers and sellers in the market have a perfect knowledge on demand, supply, and prices. So these particular buyer know how many numbers of sellers are there, what kind of commodity they are offering, the prices offered by all these. He have a perfect knowledge about all those demand, supply, and prices. So he can, that is, he has a knowledge and he can use that knowledge and go to that particular cart where the prices are low or the quality of the product that particular person is offering, he know, and he will go and choose that seller, right? And same is with the seller, that he know the number of buyers that are going to come to his stall, and what kind of product they need. So he will stock out that product and will sell that, okay, and sell accordingly, or make a plans accordingly. So this is having a knowledge about all demand, supply, and prices. Next is prices at any one point are uniform over the geographical area. What does that mean? The prices of tomato on this stall and the prices of tomato on this stall will be same, okay. The price of particular commodity will be same over all geographical area, excluding the prices that he charged for the transport. Take example, he transported the tomatoes like from 30 kilometers, so he need to charge 2 rupees for the as a transportation cost. So after deducting that, the prices of the tomatoes should be same, okay. Next is prices of the different forms of the product are uniform. Take example, if the tomato price was a 10 rupee per kg and you process it and change its form into ketchup, right? And you require and the cost of processing was 100 kg. So this bottle should be 110 kg, that is 10 rupees of tomato, and the processing cost was 100 rupees. That is what this statement is saying, that prices of different forms of products are uniform. You can plus minus the cost of converting that product from one form to another. So yes, next type is an imperfect market. So imperfect market is the condition. So these are the 4 conditions that you need to call a market as a perfect market, right? So if these conditions are not there, or the market which lack these characteristics of perfect market will be called as an imperfect market. So these are the terminologies are there in the imperfect market. And again, these are important. There were lots of MCQs in the PYQs from this part of the market. Okay, so the first is monopoly market. So let's just cover first monopoly, duopoly, and oligopoly. Okay, so monopoly market is the market where there is only one seller. Okay, so this is the only one seller who is selling the ice cream, and we don't have, just imagine the situation, right? So we don't have any option and we need to go and visit him only because he is the one only who is selling the ice cream. Okay, so what it is what type of condition is created, that is he monopolize the ice cream selling, like he's the only one who is selling the ice cream. Okay, and what happens, because he is the only one, he is going to control the quantity and the price of that ice cream. And as he is the sole seller of the ice cream, he is going to charge more, right? He's going to charge more compared to other markets. Okay, so this is not good. This is not healthy for me. That is monopolization. Okay, so monopoly is having only one seller of a commodity. Duopoly means 2 sellers of a commodity. Here you can see there are 2 sellers. Like you have an option. Now you have an option. You can go visit this person or you can go visit this person. But again, there is what happens, that these 2 people will do what? They will mutually agree to sell that a particular ice cream on a common price, which is again higher than other markets. Again, this is not what is healthy for our economy. Next is oligopoly. Oligopoly is a market in which there are more than 2 but still few sellers. Here you can see more than 2 but few choices are there. So this was from, as I said, seller's perspective. Okay, now from buyer's perspective, again we have concepts like monopsony, duopsony, and oligopsony. So monopsony is when we have only one buyer, duopsony is when we have 2 buyers, and again oligopsony is when we have more than 2 but few buyers. Okay, so this is what is the imperfect market is. Okay, because in perfect market we see there are a large number of buyers and sellers, but here you can see the numbers of buyer and sellers are limited. Okay. Next is a monopolistic competition. So what is monopolistic competition? So in monopolistic competition, what happens? There are a large number of sellers deal in a heterogeneous and differentiated form of a commodity. So commodity is only one, but they are dealing in a heterogeneous and differentiated forms, and the situation is called as a monopolistic competition. Okay, so what is happening? The difference is made noticeable by different trademarks. Okay, as I said, the product is only one, the commodity is only one, but they just made a small difference by changing the trademarks. So you can see here the paints or some, the steering is different, or kind of small changes are only done, but the basic purpose or the basic work that that particular commodity is doing is the same. Okay, and because of the small changes, they are going to charge different prices for the same basic product. Okay, take for example, in agriculture, you choose between various insecticide, pesticide, fertilizers, equipments. Okay, they're offering same basic function, but these companies are charging different prices. Okay, next is on the basis of nature of commodity. Okay, so commodity market and the financial markets. So commodity market will deal with the physical commodities. Okay, the market which deals with the goods and raw materials, the physical forms of commodities like wheat, barley, cotton, fertilizers, sales, etc. And the financial market will deal with the bonds, shares, securities. In the first slide, I said, right, the place could be virtual also. So this is the example of that. The financial markets are operating in virtual place. Okay, but there is a buying and selling also here, so we are calling it as a market. So examples of the financial markets are money market and capital market. Money market is for short term and capital is for a long term. Next is on the basis of stage of marketing. First is producing market and second is the consuming market. So producing market, those markets that mainly assemble the commodity for further distribution of the market, that is producing market. And the consuming market is the market that collect the produce for final disposal to consuming population. Okay, and the last one is on the basis of extent of public intervention. First is the regulated market, second is the unregulated. You can only you can point out the difference, right? Regulated is one which is working with the rule of book, right? There will be rules and regulations which are framed by statutory market organization. There will be a specific law binding statutory organization which will frame the rules. Okay, and all the processes will be standardized, and the practices, marketing practices, will be regulated. So yes, this is like a standardized regulated market. And the unregulated market, where the business of conduct is without any set of rules, regulation. There are no rules here, and the traders are framing the rules based on their own whim, and there is no any statutory body involved. There will be, and because there is no statutory body, there is no one looking on the what is happening. There will be many ills, ranging from unstandardized charges, extra charges. Then different marketing functions will be unstandardized. There will be imperfections in the determination of price. So all this will happen in a regulated market. Okay, unregulated market. Sorry. Says that this was it for today's lecture. So this is the practice MCQ for you. Just try to attempt it and comment down below the answer for the same. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. So from this lecture, what things are important are the spot market concept and forward market concept. Then different monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, that concepts are important. And yes, just go through other concepts once. And yes, the secular market concept is again important. So these are the few of the concepts which are very important that you cannot miss. And other concepts you can go and read it once. Okay. So yes, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.